Good evening. Good evening. Let's see. Looks like everything's here and working all right. How are we doing? How's it going? Let's see who's checking in tonight. Y'all want to get this work done? How are we checking in tonight? Are we checking in from the Apostles' house? Loud and clear? Where are we at? Come on, Apostles' house. Loud and clear. Where are you at? Come on, my family of detoxers. Where are you at? So good to be with you. Whew, in the land of the living. Welcome, Ashley Otero, who looks as though she signed in at 6:04 p.m. And then Rochelle Graham at 7:03. Jason, come on, Jason, coming in at 7:27. And I see Prudence, Carmen Figueroa, Lydia Cordova. Hello, Manuel. Tony Cranford. Pleasure communicating with you today. Rosa Lee, how are you? I see you, Gwyneth Douglas. I see you, Special. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Brittany Lamb. Tasha Ross. Good evening, Carmen Sanchez. Come on in, take a seat. Dolores Davis. Hello, Dominique. Night 23. Somebody's counting. Hello, Millie T. Good evening. Audria Holly. Hello, Mike Tate. Carmen Sanchez. Good evening, Stephanie Ramirez. Darlene Henry. Hello, Latoya. Good evening, and good evening. Leah Shaw, I see you coming in here. Kareem Bowling, good evening. Beautiful. Thank you. Carolyn Booker. Hello, Ashley Otero again. I see you, Shay Shay. Good evening. Jerry Towns, Karen Jamison. Hello, Bianca. Mike Rose. I can agree with you. It does seem like it went fast. Alicia Moody. Hello. Robert Taylor. Greetings. God bless you. Cheryl Johnson. God bless you. Renee Holly. Tasha Ross. Candy Oates. Barbara Brown. Come on. We're up to 64. Hello, Rochard. Ronnie Bonner. All capital letters. Hello, hello, hello. Mariah Lopez. My solutionist secretary, Ebony. Hello, Elisa. Rochelle Graham. Hello, John Booker. Teresa Gray. Greetings. Agent Pamela. Hello, Nubian Queen. Renee Walton. Hello, Danielle Griffiths. Come on in. Take a seat. Come on. Take a seat. We're just giving out hugs right now. Hello, Yvonne Rodriguez. Lisa Palmer. Hello there. Hello, hello, hello. Diana Santos. Hello, people. All right. Looks like I'm making my way down. Lasonia. Good evening. Vanessa Bowling. Good evening. Raphael. Come on, Raphael. You got to hold me down. We only have 7 more days. We can do it. Hello. Hello, Nanita. Hello, Anna. Hello. Hello, Chevelle. Kamisha. Good evening. LaWanda. Robert Williams Jr. Good. All right. And it looks like we ended with Cheryl Johnson and Raphael. Well, hello, good people. How is it going today? How is it going today? Well, it looks like we have 2 giveaways tonight. Our first winner was Brother Rashard, and he won a journal. And last night, Raisha won the EI book. Isn't that beautiful? And then someone donated their journal to me and said I can bless someone with it. So we'll do a drawing real quick for this journal. And let's see, all names are in here. Looks like it. Hope so. Yep, because this is Rochard and Raisha. Looks like we had 2 R's starting our giveaway off. All right, let's see who we have. Not another R. Audra. Not Audria, but Audra. Audra, are you on? I think I saw your name coming down. I think all the nights are kind of blending together, so maybe it wasn't. Yes, Bianca. And the winner is Millie T. Gets her book tomorrow from Amazon. Beautiful. And you can start over with a few of us in February. Are you on, Audra? I forget her last name when I seen it on the screen. Doesn't look like she's on. But Audra was getting the first work that came out. She was getting group therapy, self-esteem, and the notebook. So we'll see if she's on. Otherwise, we'll have to keep going. And then for the journal that somebody donated, let's see who gets the journal that someone donated today. Lydia Cordova. Lydia Cordova, looks like you won a journal. Are you on here tonight? Shay, book a discovery call. Let's talk. My coaches are available. Probably they have openings this week. Mine won't start until February. I'm on sabbatical this month. I thought about you, Ashley. Is Lydia Cordova on? Her daughter is. You better bang on her wall. All right. It looks like people are not on tonight. So we're going to have to move on and give away to someone else. And then for tomorrow night's giveaway, we're going to do the blue book. There she goes. Congratulations, Lydia Cordova on YouTube. Can someone please give her some congratulatory praises in our chat? And Lydia, I don't know if you have the journal already. If you do, you can change it for something else, because I know we did mail some material out to you. Just let Ebony know, please. So for tomorrow's giveaway for our drawing, we're going to give out, what year was this? That's how my husband told me to do it. He said, ask them questions. Don't just pull names. Ask them questions. Anybody know what year? Y'all can't really see it with this camera. Still doesn't get better. Oh, maybe better there. Well, it says defense mechanisms. Anyone know what year defense mechanisms was? You don't have it. Okay, Lydia, good one. We'll have it out in the mail to you tomorrow. 2023. Oh my God, Bianca, you are amazing. How did you remember that? Darlene Henry, you owe me dinner. Crystal Adgers, you owe me the next night of dinner. Shame on y'all. Hello, the Apostles House live in the big room with the big screen. I'm so glad that y'all are there. Christopher Dean Blake, I'm glad you're checking in. It's nice to have you check in. I loved you. You would love to go through that book, Millie? That would be awesome. We got you. We got you. So whoever's name is pulled tomorrow will win this. This will be tomorrow's giveaway. And Bianca, if you don't have it, I may bless you since you knew the date. I may bless you since you knew the date. Darlene and Crystal better get their money up. All right, Cora, big screen check-in. Hello, family. So good to be on. So good to be with you. I hear ice rain coming out my window here. What do y'all have going on there? Well, Darlene, hopefully as we're becoming more self-aware, you won't listen to somebody ever again, because we want to learn by our mistakes. Stop listening to people. If you knew better, what would make you go against what you felt? At least say yours first before theirs. Raining out in Arizona. Well, I love y'all, and it's all in good growth. We're all going to grow here. Don't worry about a thing. And we're going to check in on the Cash App, because I really want to appreciate the givers. And it looks like that's going to probably take me a minute because I'm not even signed in. So we may have to save that to the end if we don't end up doing deliverance. It would be a good time to do deliverance, right? Because y'all are in the church and we've got helpers in the church. Who are our helpers in the church? Who are our helpers in the church? Can somebody lean on you? Yes, we're all still growing daily. That sounds so beautiful. I want to thank Ashley for giving for nights 13, 14, and 15. I want to thank Candy Oates for giving for freedom from regrets. Cam Jackson just says thank you. Dr. Vanessa for doing something about my regrets. And I want to thank Anna, regret-free journey. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to read what y'all giving for. I'm going to let that be between y'all and I. So going forward, don't worry about it. If you don't want it read, it won't be. But thank you for all those who gave. I appreciate you. I love you. You're doing a wonderful job. And we're going to get to work because we are starting. Anyone know where we're starting tonight? Anyone know where we're starting tonight? Hello, Daniel Woodard. Helpers are here. Chapter 7. Thank you, Pastor D. Chapter 7. And thank you, Pastor D and Ashley, Rafael Sanchez. There's a couple others that did go on YouTube and log in. And I do want to just give an update. We were, it's not going to obey tonight. We were needing some more views to get us into a different realm of what do I want to say? Of business support on YouTube. And we needed 3,000 watch hours in the last 365 days. We were at 2943. I believe we're at like 2963 now. So we may be there tonight, but we would definitely be there by the end of Soul Detox 2024. Can we give some more hands of praise? We're knocking it out the box. See, this is going to make me want to come on more, work more. This is going to make me want to come to the church and have an evening of Soul Detox and just really like kick it, like real talk. And we gained 10 more subscribers. My. Look what the Lord has done. All right. May I begin? Are y'all ready to rumble? Anybody ready to rumble? Come on, let's rumble with these emotions. Chapter 7, emotional intelligence and personal growth. Understanding the connection between emotional intelligence and personal growth. Here we go. What is the role of emotional intelligence in our personal growth? Emotional intelligence is not merely a set of skills. We know it's a skill, right? I've been pushing that down your ears, right? It's a catalyst for personal growth. By becoming more emotionally intelligent, individuals gain a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. This newfound insight becomes a driving force for personal information. Imagine emotional intelligence as the compass guiding through life's vast landscape. It empowers you to navigate challenges, make informed decisions, and foster meaningful connections. As you enhance your emotional intelligence, you simultaneously embark on a journey of personal growth and self-discovery. There's an impact of personal growth on our emotional intelligence. And what is that? The relationship between emotional intelligence and personal growth is symbiotic. As you embark on a journey of self-improvement, you naturally enhance your emotional intelligence. The process of personal growth encourages self-awareness. I think I'm going to say that again. The process of personal growth encourages self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and improved relationship management. Personal growth often involves stepping outside your comfort zone, facing challenges, and learning from your experiences. Learning from experiences. Didn't say you couldn't fail. Didn't say you couldn't fail forward, right? Didn't say that you couldn't even feel like giving up sometimes. But what you have to do is learn from your experiences. And this is the year for that. This journey fosters resilience. Some of us need resilience. We quit too easy. We give up too easy. We blow our fuses too quickly. We're too quick to cut people off. We are so rude and so mean that we need some resilience, because the more resilient you are, the more patient you are. And patience and empathetic are cousins in them. Your heightened emotional intelligence, in turn, equips you with the tools to navigate this journey more effectively. I don't know about anyone else, but I would love to have this journey be navigated way more effectively. Now, let's talk about me. What is my purpose? Why am I doing this every year? Well, I'm going to explain it a little bit to you this year. The role of life coaches in emotional intelligence development. Life coaches play a pivotal role in enhancing emotional intelligence and fostering personal growth. They serve as guides, mentors, and facilitators on your journey towards greater self-awareness and self-improvement. Life coaches provide a safe and supportive space for you to explore self, your emotions, goals, and even your own life challenges. One of the key roles of a life coach is to help you identify and address emotional blocks and barriers that may be hindering your personal growth. Are you aware of any of your blocks or barriers that hinder your personal growth? I know we'd probably need to talk about it a little bit more and unpack that discussion a little bit more to kind of get the motor running on it, because a lot of this, it may not have been your first time hearing it, but it may be your first time taking the time to think about it. And that's with a lot of us in life. We could say, oh, I heard that before, or I read the Bible before. Right. But have you really sat down and processed it? It's one thing to read a book from cover to cover, but it's another thing to understand a book from cover to cover. What was the meaning of the book? What were some of the powerful takeaways of the book? What was the author's point that they were pushing forward? What were some of the strengths of the author's writings? What were some areas that you'd like to hear a little bit more on from this particular material that you were reading? Anyone can read a book from cover to cover. But what we want to do is develop you. Develop you. I wrote the book, and it took a lot of research. And then you have to run anything through plagiarism sites nowadays. And you have to make sure that if you found someone's material that's helpful, you can use it, but you have to make sure you give them credit for it. It's a lot of work. But could you imagine that I did all that work and made sure my I's were dotted and my T's were crossed, and I had no idea what I was writing about? You do know that's possible, right? Ask students. Ask anyone who's gone to high school, anyone who's taken any higher education, college classes, training programs. You can write a report and forget what's in it, because you're doing research, you're gathering information, you're putting in facts and pieces. Then you got a little bit of your own oil flowing. And by the time you submit that paper, and it's like the next 3 papers are due, you got to keep on moving. Can you imagine being with someone who's writing books, but is not walking this out in their own life? And anyone who knows me can tell you that I walk this out in my own life. I course correct. I confess. I take self-awareness, accountability. I work very, very hard with my empathy. I breathe before I go off. Hello, somebody. There's barriers and emotional blocks to your personal growth. Do you know what they are? Have you ever thought about them? What's a barrier? And let me help you here, because this has to be about you. It can't be about the woman you gave me, or the man wasn't here to help me, Adam and Eve syndrome. This has to be about you. So if you want to say it's the people, then what you're going to have to do is say what it is that you allow the people to do. I remember years ago, I used to say, I can't get a break. It's almost like every time I want to study or I want to read or I want to rest, somebody's always calling me and they want me to go here with them. They need me to do this with them. They need me to do that for them. And I said, it's almost demonic. I can't get a break. And then I begin to really look into it and say, is it really demonic? Or you don't have boundaries in place? Are you just not comfortable with no? And I remember that season, that year very well, because I'm going to shout you out for a minute, Gwen Molden. You were going through it that year with me and you didn't even know it. You were struggling with your no, and I was struggling with my no. And I didn't realize it until I spent 30 days trying to figure out why I never had time to myself. I was going places tired. So we've got to get that balance. And that balance is not blaming outer things. It's you. What are your emotional blocks and barriers? Coaches assist you in developing essential emotional intelligence skills that empower you to make informed decisions, manage your emotions effectively, and cultivate healthier relationships. Some of our techniques for enhancing emotional intelligence. Life coaches employ a range of techniques and exercises to enhance emotional intelligence. For one, you all started it when we started this 30 days, emotional intelligent assessment. It's a self-assessment on your emotions. Coaches help you assess your own current emotional intelligence levels, identifying areas for improvement. We help you by teaching you how to be more self-aware of yourself through self-reflection. Through guided self-reflection, you explore your values. What are your beliefs? What are your emotional triggers? Deepening your self-awareness. I believe a good part of you now have a good grasp of maybe 3 or at least 5 of your emotional triggers. Yeah. And this you didn't have before you came on here. So give yourself a congratulation on that. Be compassionate to yourself. And it's in such a gentle, guided way, but yet you can feel the seriousness from your coach to getting this done. When is the last time you took the time to self-reflect? We help you with mindfulness practices. I'm going to be honest, I didn't start this in the beginning of my coaching practice because with everything that I was taught on mindfulness was New Age. It was all New Age. And it was not what I believed. I'm just going to leave it at that. But as I began to study it, I found out New Age took it from what was already God's. And so I begin to learn. And now when I meet with my mentors, coaches, trainers, supervisors for life coaching, I bring in mindfulness from a Christian faith perspective, and they are taking it well. So mindfulness practices. Coaches introduce mindfulness techniques to enhance self-regulation and emotional awareness. We help you build empathy. Can we breathe? I need a breather. Come on, where are you at? Breathe up your nose, hold it, release. Come on, breathe in your nose, hold it, breathe out your mouth. Isn't God good? Empathy building. So many of us still on the 23rd day still struggle with empathy. Like we're not even having a glimmer of what empathy really is for, how it can benefit us, how it can bless us. We still are choosing to be sympathetic, crying for people, feeling bad for people, and we're not practicing empathy. And empathy is something that needs to be done. It needs to be a part of your everyday life. It needs to be, people of God. It needs to be as the air you breathe. Empathy. Can we say empathy? I hope that's a takeaway before we leave this 30-day group. I really do. Empathy. to walk in the emotional shoes of someone else. And by the way, I don't know if you've noticed, but at the end of the IE book, there's an appendix. And all these definitions that we've talked about in the book are all in alphabetical order in the appendix. So when you begin to forget what is self-awareness, it's in the back of the book. Empathy building. Coaches facilitate exercises that promote empathy, such as perspective taking and active listening. And I use it right from your own life. Communication skills. Coaches provide guidance on effective communication, helping you navigate conflicts and build healthier relationships. Life coaching is a collaborative process. Ebony, can you post that, please? Life coaching is a collaborative process. Collaborate. It's not me doing all the work. It's not your coach doing all the work. It's a collaboration. You have to touch and agree. You have to be willing when it's hard, when it's scary, when it's hurting, when it makes you angry, when you feel like the coach isn't on your team, just like that trainer in the gym. All the emotion you go through just to get your physical body together. It's probably worse getting your psyche, getting your mental and emotional self together. Life coaching is a collaborative process. You should underline that. Tailored to your unique needs and goals. I could see a husband and a wife separately, and the sessions are completely different. They could never compare notebooks because they are tailored to unique needs and goals of the client. Through regular coaching sessions, you gain valuable insights, develop emotional intelligence, and make tangible progress towards personal growth. Real life case studies. I'm glad you asked for some examples. Where we are now in this section, we're going to delve into real life success stories and case studies that illustrate the transformative power of emotional intelligence and personal growth through life coaching. Case study number 1, self-doubt to self-confidence. Does anyone need that? Going from self-doubt to self-confidence. Meet Sarah. Say hi to Sarah. Sarah had always doubted her abilities and struggled with low self-esteem. She felt stuck in her career and personal life, yearning for self-confidence and self-assuredness. Her coaching journey, Sarah embarked on a life coaching journey focused on boosting her emotional intelligence and self-esteem. Her coach guided her through self-assessment, self-reflection, and confident building exercises. What was her transformation? I'm glad you asked. Over time, somebody say over time, Sarah's emotional intelligence grew and she developed a deeper understanding of her self-doubt triggers. You ever heard of that before? Self-doubt triggers. Armed with this newfound information and confidence and emotional resilience, Sarah pursued career opportunities and personal goals she had previously deemed unattainable. What was Sarah's key takeaway? Sarah's case highlights how emotional intelligence develops through coaching can lead to significant personal growth and increased confidence and even a promotion. So what are some self-doubt triggers? Because that was different, right? Was that different for anyone here? It was for me. And that's why every time it's so hard for a teacher to write a book, because every time I study something, it will come up. Well, let's elaborate on that a little bit. And this book, I almost couldn't end it. You could probably tell from the prior books how much energy I put in it. Yeah, the prior books with the appendix only went to 156. This book is 100 pages over. But the spacing was different too. But what are self-doubt triggers? I'm glad you asked. Self-doubt triggers are situations or thoughts that tend to evoke feelings of self-doubt and undermine one's confidence. Here are some common self-doubt triggers. What are self-doubt triggers before we go on again? They evoke feelings of self-doubt and undermine your own confidence and will have you listening to someone else over your own self, trusting the banker. You don't have confidence when it comes to legal matters. So we get a counsel, we get a lawyer, because we know that they are well skilled and trained in the terrain of law and court systems. So it's okay to admit that here I have doubt. I don't know the legal system. So we obtain the services of someone who does not have doubt, that is trained in the terrain of the court and the legal system. But what we're talking about here is where we don't have doubt and we may not know who we have for help. So what do? These feelings evoke self-doubt. Can you think of a situation for me before we move on? Can you think of a situation, and I want you to pop it up in the chat for me, where something triggers feelings of self-doubt for you? Where is your place of self-doubt? It could be you're a new mommy. It could be, navigating retirement. It could be a new job. It could be going out in public. It could be cooking. It could be driving. What triggers doubt of self in you? Come on, are y'all on? Y'all not writing. It says 89 people. Public speaking. Very good. Okay, weight loss, public speaking. We need to write that down because we need to do something about that. That's came up twice already. Social settings, speaking out, ministry. Good. As a new mom, absolutely. I was petrified. Switching careers, navigating the new life. Yep. Speaking before people, public speaking. It seems like public speaking wins. Yeah. And this is a really good one. Someone posted on here, anything that involves speaking to her co-parent partner. You see that event, that situation, that person can trigger, it can evoke feelings of self-doubt. Yeah. Very good, Raphael. I see you. Good job. So, number one, let's talk about self-doubt triggers. These are some of the triggers. All right, Bernard Howard, welcome. Criticism or negative feedback. There you go, Karen. You hit it right there. Criticism or negative feedback can trigger self-doubt. Hearing criticism, whether from others or oneself, can trigger self-doubt. Negative feedback or comments may lead individuals to question their abilities and their worth. And this is why those who do get defensive when you're giving them a critique or you're giving a criticism or feedback, and they get very defensive and argumentative, usually it's not first over the criticism or the feedback. It's because of what they perceive criticism or feedback to mean. And to them, it triggers self-doubt. So they are feeling very low in esteem. They're questioning themselves because of your comment to them. So it's triggering these other things, and they're responding to the triggers. They're not even responding to what you're saying. Do y'all hear me on that one? Yeah, sometimes we have to learn that people are not even hearing what we're saying, even if they can parrot it back. Even if they can parrot it back, it's not that at all. You can parrot it, but what I said isn't what hit you. It's your perception. It's your belief of what I said to you. And that's why we should have empathy when we talk to other people, so that we do not intentionally form minds, become a minefield of grenades, a minefield of triggers for them. Be very careful. Be conscious of your words. Don't say, I'm just saying. No, you're too anointed to just, I'm just saying. Words have meaning and power. Words are creative. And we want to win. So let me find out the best way to approach you on this so that we can win in this situation. And we can't win if we go in guns blazing. It's not empathetic. It's not professional. So criticism or negative feedback. What's something else that can expose, that can trigger self-doubt? Comparison to others. Constantly comparing oneself to others, especially those perceived as more successful or accomplished, can trigger feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. Does anyone still deal with that? Comparison to others? Probably not as we did as children, but I'm sure it's still there. It's still there. Yep, I see the yeses. Very good. How about this? Perfectionism. If you still are living with, because I don't even believe you're struggling with it. I believe you're living with it. Some of y'all are engaged. Some of y'all have gotten married to it. Perfectionism. Setting unrealistically high standards and fearing mistakes or failure can lead to self-doubt when those standards aren't met. Yep, I see the yeses. I see perfectionism. I see guilty. Amen. I see you, Joy. I see you, Cora. I see you, Lisa Palmer. I see you, Carmen, Anita, Misha, Pastor D. I see you. Tasha, come on, Renee Holly. This describes me, says Millie T. Whitney says, please stop calling me out. We love you, Whitney. Perfectionism. Setting unrealistically high standards and fearing mistakes or failure can lead to self-doubt. Now, that's a whole nother discussion we need to have later in the year. What is the root of perfectionism? How to actively go at this perfectionism as a mindset and as a spirit. Imposter syndrome. Number 4. Imposter syndrome. Individuals experiencing imposter syndrome often doubt their own competence and feel like frauds, even when they have evidence of their accomplishments. Imposter syndrome. And you always feel like someone's going to find out that you don't have the skills, that you don't have the training, that you don't have the degree, that you're not how they see you on the outside. There's always this fear that someone's going to find me out. Imposter syndrome. It's men have it, but it's much more known for women. So we need to write that one down, Eb. We need to do an evening this year on imposter syndrome. Y'all are helping me build my audience topics for this year. So if there's any that stick out with you, please send them in so that we can do a teaching on them. Fear of rejection, which has a lot to do with imposter syndrome, by the way. Fear of rejection. The fear of being rejected or not being accepted by others can trigger self-doubt, particularly in social situations. They can invoke feelings of self-doubt. Yes, D. Brown, you got it. Fear of rejection. How about this one? Here we go. Past failures. I hope you're healed from a good 25 to 40% of your past failures and regrets. I hope that's where I've gotten you to this place. I'm hoping that there's no more than 1 to 3 regrets that you just need help getting over. But the majority, a great percentage of your past failures and regret are gone bye-bye. Does anyone have that testimony? We can help you with that, D. Brown. Past failures here, past failures. Okay. All right. Let's move on to number 7, negative self-talk. Persistent negative self-talk and self-criticism can be a major trigger for self-doubt. This inner thoughts can undermine your self-confidence. These inner thoughts can undermine your self-confidence. Has anyone been able to catch their negative self-talk over the past 23 days? Is there anyone that can say yes, or you can put your hand up? Good, Ashley. Come on, Leah. Come on, you hear it, you catch it. Because mind you, this battery is running constantly. The negative self-talk tape or loop, as we call it, it's running, whether you are aware of it or not. And all of a sudden you start craving sugar. You got like a sugar desire. You don't know where it's coming from. And it's coming from one possible place is there's a tape loop running in the back of your mind that's beating you up. And your body knows that every time you get this certain thing, let's just say, okay, let's just say I saw TV today. A guy wanted a Snicker. Let's just say every time you eat a Snicker, okay, your brain doesn't know it, but every time you eat a Snicker, the sugar hits your body and it feels good. So your body actually keys in some of the ingredients of what you had. And your mind will cause you to desire that, to get that sugar rush to make you feel better. For other people, maybe alcohol, it could be cigarettes, or someone else, it could be a Twix. But we all are, I just got this craving for sugar. And it could be the tape, the loop running in the back of your mind, and it's beating you up so badly. Remember, your mind is trying to survive. That's the bottom line of your mind. It knows that its job is to survive by any means necessary for you, even if it has to lie to you, even if it has to cause you to eat unhealthy, until you train it better. So remember that. Work hard on your negative self-talk. Take breaks during the day. Just say, what am I thinking about? I need to think about what I'm thinking about. When you go to lunch, what am I thinking about? When you jump in the car, what were your thoughts today? A few years ago, we did a weekend assignment. I don't know if anyone remembers, but I had us set our alarms for like every 2 hours on our phone. And we had to stop and think about what we were thinking about. And it was kind of depressing because it was a lot of negative talk that we were not aware of that just kept running and running and running. Past failures, negative self-talk, lack of support. Lack of support. How about when you're facing challenges in life, or you're just feeling lonely, or you're just going through something and you may not even know what it is, and you just feel like I have no support. Lack of support. Feeling unsupported or not having a strong support system can make individuals doubt their abilities to achieve their goals, and therefore will trigger self-doubt. Overthinking, number 9. Overthinking, overanalyzing. Who are my overanalyzers in the group? Let me see how many we have in here tonight. We have 98 of us in here tonight. How many of us are overthinkers? Let me see. Okay, come on. Confession is good for the soul. Overthinkers. Oh my God, you are your own worst enemy. Overanalyzing situations and obsessing about potential negative outcomes can lead to self-doubt about decision making. You see? How about 10? Impersonal rejections. Impersonal rejections. What is that? Rejections that may not be personal, such as a job denial of an application, a refusal of hire. It can still trigger self-doubt about one's qualifications or skills. Impersonal rejection, still rejection. You know it's not personal, but you were rejected. You ever been rejected by something you didn't want and it still bothered you? I mean, tell me we don't need Jesus and some education on who we are as human beings. Have you ever felt rejected by something you didn't want and then it bothered you? Because, well, why was I rejected? Craziness, right? Didn't want it. Then was rejected by it. And that hurt feelings. Impersonal rejections, unrealistic expectations. Number 11, setting unrealistic expectations for oneself or allowing others to set such expectations can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. Make sure you highlight these in your book, circle them, underline them, because these are all topics of discussions that we should have. You should have this. If you are a minister in the Apostles' house, this is an area that you should work on with your overseer in our in-services. And by the way, ministers, I didn't put it out yet, but I'm looking for people who will be able to take some of this information from the book. It has to be from the book, and begin to teach it in some of our in-service meetings. I want us to go through this year in our in-service in a corporate way. So if you feel that there was a particular part that you believe that you can teach, I want you to let Ebony know, and then you and I will meet and we will put this workshop together so that we can learn it. The teachers need to hear it and learn it so that they can teach it. And when you teach something, you actually learn it even better. It's almost like 3D. Wow. Listen to Raphael. He heard a story on the radio today. This lady donated a kidney to her boss, and her boss fired her from work for being out of work for the surgery. That can't be real. That had to be an example of them trying to show us what we need to do with empathy. Sincerity says, what chapter are we on? I'm playing catch up. Never a problem. We are on chapter 7, and I believe we're on page 181. Is that correct, detoxers? Page 7. Oh, they're on page 177. Okay. My online version says we're at 180. All right. So let's go on to this last one. Fear of change. Fear of change. And we're right on schedule for tonight. The fear of the unknown or fear of change can make individuals doubt their ability to adapt and succeed in new circumstances. Who are in our group? Okay, Chevelle, thank you. Who is in our group that has a fear of the unknown or fear of change? I know something that I've already learned about watching Peyton. Peyton doesn't like change. And God bless that poor child, because there's so much change being with an apostle. Apostles are about change. We are change agents. When an apostle comes into your life, trust and believe everything's getting ready to change. People, places, and things. And if you have a fear of change, you might want to work with the pastors and the teachers for a little while to get acclimated to what the apostolic is like and what it's like being with an apostle. Because with an apostle, nothing is nailed to the ground. Trust me. And if it is, we will have the prophets pull it up. We're about change. I am restless when there isn't change. I need movement, momentum. There cannot be stagnant waters. Water has to be moving in current and in flow. Fear of change. I see you. I was, but I'm working through it. Mariah says, good. Whitney's hands up. D, Brown, Cora, Nanita, Chevelle, Lisa. I see we're all talking about it. It's important. Fear of change, fear of the unknown. Sometimes the unknown can bother me because I don't like surprises. Anybody with me on that one? I don't like surprises. You surprise me, you scare me. That's what surprises do to me. They scare me. And it takes me a while for it to go through my body and then for me to be able to enjoy whatever the surprise was. So try not to surprise me, because a surprise to me isn't like surprise. Yay. I'm like the little kid when they say surprise and the kids go, ah! Like, that's like me on the inside. Don't surprise me. That's about the depth of my fear of the unknown. I am not with surprises. Good. I'm seeing your comments. So with all of this that we learned tonight, it's important to recognize these triggers, because awareness is the first step in managing and overcoming self-doubt. Strategies such as self-reflection, seeking support, challenging negative self-talk, setting realistic goals, and practicing self-compassion can help individuals navigate and mitigate the impact of these triggers on their self-confidence and overall well-being. Tomorrow, we're going to pick up at case study number 2, because I really want you to get a good idea of what it is. Let's see, 52 minutes. All right, maybe we can finish this last case study here, and then because there's a big section I want to spend some time on with y'all. Let me give you another coaching example. This person needed help navigating relationship challenges. Woo, am I talking to the right group tonight? So this is John and Emily. John and Emily were in a committed relationship, but frequently faced communication challenges and conflicts that strained their connection. Our coaching journey went like this. They sought the help of a life coach specializing in relationship dynamics. The coach guided them through exercises aimed at enhancing empathy and improving communication. What was the transformation? Well, John and Emily learned to understand each other's emotions better, empathize with one another's perspectives, perspective empathizers. Okay. And communicate more effectively. Their relationship transformed from a state of turmoil to one of harmony and mutual support. What was their key takeaway? This case demonstrates how coaching can leverage emotional intelligence to resolve relationship challenges and foster personal growth within a partnership. Case study, the final one. Let's hit this one. Case study number 3, overcoming career stagnation. I hope you're here tonight. Meet Michael. Michael had been in the same job for years. Wah, 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 right? Isn't that what it sounds like when we wake up or start the car or head into some of these places? Feeling stuck and unfulfilled, he yearned for career growth, but was uncertain about which path to go on. What was his coaching journey? Michael engaged a life coach specializing in career development and emotional intelligence. Together, they embarked on a journey of self-discovery and goal setting. What was his transformation? Through coaching, Michael gained clarity about his career aspirations and developed the skills necessary to succeed. We have not only finished chapter 7, you should have a greater understanding of what coaching does. What coaching does. Darlene, what are you saying that for right now? I want to understand so I can talk about it. I've been on the same job for 35 years, says Raphael, promoted 6 times. All right. And how is it going for 35 years for you? Are you still inspired to go in and do the work? Do you still have a connection to it? Yes, Thomasina, he did the work. He did the work. And these people had to make sacrifices. I haven't had any rich clients yet. So I'm talking about people who had to make the sacrifices and were committed to the work because they needed this outcome to come. And they knew that the more committed that they were to the work, the quicker they would be done with the program and the less money they'd be paying out. And then I have one client who never wants to give up. She's my Saturday morning. We have 3 of them. And we just stay connected. We're going on years now. And each part of her life, once we get good at one part, she just turns over another part of her life to me. And we just start working that as well. So yes, all of you who are saying that you need a life coach, if you're serious, inbox us. Ebony will send you an intake form. And you can fill it out and we'll look at the intake form and see what your desires are, what your goals are. When I first signed up with a life coach, I didn't even know what I desired, what I wanted, or what I needed. I said, I just need to know me so that I will know what I need. So don't feel bad if you can't even answer the questions. Carmen Figueroa, I see you as well. Ask Ebony. You can email her. Her email address is going to be on the screen as well. She might pop it up in the chat if we say please. And you can email her and she will send you back an intake form and we can get the questions started and then we can start a conversation with you if you are serious. Okay. Tomorrow we start chapter 8. We're going to do some practical exercises and tools, and we are making tremendous headway. Remember, next Wednesday at this time will be our final night, and we will be finishing up chapters 10, leadership section. There's a section for leadership, and I can't wait to work that out with you. All right, it's time to go. I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. God bless you. Good night. See you tomorrow.